Hello everyone, I am Triyadashni, Assistant Professor from the Department of Computer Science and Engineering in SNS College of Technology. In this lecture, we will understand generative and discriminative model, where these two fundamental approaches in artificial intelligence and an important part of Unit 1 in generative AI. By end of the session, you will understand what discriminative models are, what generative models are, their core differences, and when and where to use these approaches. Here we will see about an simple question. Okay, if I show an image of a cat, okay, can AI tell what is it? Can AI create a new image of cat on its own? Okay, image creation and identification, these two abilities may look similar, but they belongs to two different types of AI model. The ability to identify or classify belongs to discriminative model, while the ability to create belongs to a generative model. This distinction is the focus of today's lecture. Next, we will see what are discriminative model. Discriminative model are designed to distinguish between different classes of data. They focus on learning the decision boundary that separates one class from another. Their main task to predict labels from given input data. For example, in email filtering, a discriminative model classifies email as spam or not. In image recognition, it predicts whether an image contains a cat, a dog, or a car. In short, discriminative model answer the question, what is this? That's all. Okay, but the generative model is different from discriminative model. The generative model, instead of just classifying data, they learn how the data itself is generated. They try to understand underlying data distribution, which allows them to create a new data sample, generate image, text, audio, or code. Example, we can take generating a new handwritten digit or creating realistic images of faces, human-like text. Okay. So generative model goes beyond prediction and moves towards creation. What is the core difference between discriminative and generative model? The core difference between two models can be summarized with one question. Okay, discriminative model, which class does this belongs to? In generative model, how can I generate something like this? In simple terms, discriminative model predicts, generative model creates. Understanding this distinction is crucial when designing AI system. Here is the technical perspective of the both models. Let us now look at the technical difference. Discriminative model learn the conditional probability, which is written as P of y by x. Okay, this means giving input x, what is the probability of labeling y. Okay, in generative model learns the joint probability written as P of x comma y, or sometimes P of x alone. This allows the model to model the data, full data distribution, generate new sample from distribution. This probabilistic difference explains why generative models are more flexible but even more complex. Okay, here is the real world example where the discriminative models are used. Logistic regression, in support vector machine, in decision tree, in neural network classifier. And example of generative model are naive Bayes, Gaussian mixture algorithm model, variational model, autoencoder, GAN and transform based models like GPT. Both types are widely used, but their application differs based on the problem. Consider a case study in educational domain. Institution needs both automated grading and content creation. Discriminative AI automatically grades answer. Classifies students' performance, predicts pass or fail outcome. Generative AI creates question paper, generates explanation and summaries, produces practice, problem and feedback. This shows how both model can complement each other in real system. Each model has its own strength and limitation. Discriminative model has high accuracy for classification tasks, simpler and faster to train, but cannot generate a new data. But a discriminative model can create new realistic data useful for simulation and creativity, but require more data and computational power. Choosing the right model depends on the problem requirement is the most important thing to do. And when to use which? Note the key question we had is when to use which model. The use of discriminative model is when the task is classification and prediction, accuracy and efficiency are priority. We have to use generative model when data generation is required, creativity, simulation and personalization is needed. In many real-world applications, both models are used together to build intelligent system. To summarize, discriminative model focus on prediction, generative model focus on creation. Both are essential components for modern AI. Thank you.